This next story, which is session 6, is called Pay My Rent Hustler. That's what it's called. Pay My Rent, the Hustler. I have been a very diligent listener of my big brother, Tom Leykis. And studying underneath him, I've learned a lot. A lot of things that he said was true. I've lived a lot of that struggle. And although I didn't want to accept the facts all the way, I was in a I don't believe phase, but I was listening. I practice what I preach. When I tell you on the often, sometimes even if you don't agree with the person, just listen to what they say first. Listen to them. Take their measure. Just even if you're mad at them, if they say something that upsets you, or it don't make sense at the moment, or it seems like they're just talking out of their rear end. Sometimes it's best to just listen and take their measure and add it up to real life. Take whatever that they make as a ruler, like a ruler that you get out of your utensils when you're writing. Just take that ruler and you measure it up against real life, against your experience, against the outside world. And you will just about have the ability to see what they're saying. Even if you don't understand, you will see what they're saying. Oftentimes, we don't understand what any content provider or person is talking about because we come in through emotions and we come in automatically wanting to fight and deflect what they are saying because we don't want to accept the facts, or we don't want to learn and is not willing to open up our minds to the possibility. Even if it's not there, the idea is it's a possibility. Okay? So I shut my mouth and I listened, even though I was kind of fidgety, uncomfortable, scrolling in my seat. But I listened to what he had to say. And it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of months, a matter of years where the information will sink in. You will start seeing exactly what the teacher was saying. And I've seen a lot of what he was talking about. He wasn't talking just to be talking. He was telling you the facts. He was telling you exactly how, even today, that that the man's companion acts this way. But there was something that he said that I'm going to use here. And this audio may be a short one because I have to go to story number 7. And he said, women are dream killers. And I was squirming in my seat when he said that, and a bit uncomfortable and not quite red pill, but just wanting to understand life my own way. But he was a gentleman with experience, been there, done that, and he gave us stories about what he have done to build up his life and dealing with other women who want to come and actually distort him, stop him, prevent him from success. I had a similar situation when I was 21. When I was 21, for a side job, I worked at a grocery store as a temporary cashier because I need to make extra money on the side. You'd be surprised how much I've learned during that time. And here I am, 21 years old, trying to make a little extra cash. Decent store, decent place. No regrets there because I met a lot of people. And as a 21-year-old, I was a blue pill. The type of guy who would just go around and think that every woman was for the taking. Thought it was an open world. I was misled greatly because I had a blue pill dad. So blue pill dad produced blue pill children. Unfortunately. And this beautiful lady she looked to be about 32. Light skin, hair was a little, I think, to her shoulders. I didn't think nothing of it. I'm 21 years old. I don't care. So I throw some game at her, tell her how good looking she was. And here I am, the cashier, flirting with the customers, low key. So the woman was kind of surprised, but she went along with the program. And, oh, okay, you think I'm cute? Oh, okay. Here I am talking about, can we spend time outside this place and take you out to eat, sort of thing. 21 years old, right? And she takes the bait. She's smiling, big smile on her face. She said, okay, well, I asked for a number, pulls out her number out of the purse, write it down on a piece of paper. Say, here, call this number, call me. I'm like, okay, good. And at the time, I didn't have an automobile. I wasn't driving or anything like that. But there was this one car that I did want. Every time when I got up in the morning, every now and then I'd take the bus and I'd go and check the car to see if it was at this car lot. It was a buy here, pay here. I worked for everything that I wanted and that I received. So you're talking about a guy who's very motivated. Where almost every day when I got the opportunity, I will make sure that the car salesman didn't sell that one car that I wanted. Right? I had my eyes set on it. So I was working extra so I can get the car. My parents didn't buy me any car. No, there wasn't no hand-me-down cars from my grandparents. No fortune and fame anywhere. Just practically from the ground up. Everything I've gotten was just suffering, just plain walking. I've even had to walk to get my permit to drive. I've actually walked to the license branch. So you're hearing from a man who did it with his bare hands, walked in the summer, the hot heat to get where I wanted to be. I'll never forget when I needed something done at home because the parents was busy doing something else. And it was in the middle of winter where the sidewalks are packed up with snow and there's a little bit of water on the street. I can never forget even walking actually on the side of the road, a bit dangerous, but I had to do what was necessary. What was necessary. And it was, this is real life here. And so I'd walk all the way to the hardware store, get some stuff, and freezing, fingers almost, frostbitten, but I made it home and I dealt with it like that. So you can imagine that was just Morpheus. That was my reality most times. And so that same measure continued on as I matured, looking at this car, thinking, okay, that's my next goal. And I am praying at night, holding my, holding my wish book, rubbing my fingers together to make sure that nobody else saw the car that I had my eyes on. Okay. And so I kept saving up my money. I take it and I'll hide it somewhere and put it away. And I would count it and make sure that I have the right amount because I was going to wait till as soon as I got the money, I was going to go right down there and say, hey, I want that car. I'm just going to buy it. No down payment. I'm not interested in getting your contract program. Just give it to me. I got the money right here. Okay. And so getting back to the story of the girl. So here we go. So I give her a call one day. Here I am at home. And I tell her my situation. Well, you want to hang out. I don't have a car right now. I'm working on getting one. Listen, I'm working on getting one. This I tell her. She said, okay, I understand. But she was driving. Why? She's 32, of course. But she had a car. I'm like, well, I can't hang out today because I have to catch the bus to get ready to get where I need to go. So I can't really. She said, oh, well, I'll come pick you up. I'm like, you really don't have to. No, I'll do it. Okay, fine. So I'm like, it's going to be early in the morning. It's going to be like 7 o'clock. Can you handle it? Sure, I'll do it. Okay. So this goes on for at least 3 times, I would say. Not even a good month, but at least 3 times she did stop by, help me get up there to work, which is fine. I appreciated it. I didn't ask her to do it. She said she was willing to help. So, hey, fine. Not like I made her it wasn't an obligatory task for her to do. The third day was kind of interesting on the third day because the third day when when she dropped me off back at my house, you do the usual pat on the cheek or something like that, or a hug or some type of intimate embrace. And you would think that I was manly enough to do it. I wasn't. Still trying to figure myself out, trying to understand the water. But I knew that she wanted to come in for an embrace. But I'm thinking, well, I'm not sure about the situation. I'm still kind of uncertain, right? Even though I probably could have, went in for the Shangri-La. However, the fourth day, she said, I got to talk to you for a little bit. I got to talk to you. And the fourth day was on a Friday when I received the second to my last check where I was going to be able to purchase this car. Okay. All I needed was one more paycheck, one more week away. And the car was mine. It was still sitting there waiting for me with all its glory. Oh, man, I remember like it was yesterday. I worked for everything. I worked for everything. But it taught me something. And so we got around to that talk after work. She stops by. And we sit in the car and she leans over. She said, I need some help with something. I'm thinking, okay, I wonder what it is. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking, I'm the one who needs some help. I'm here trying to make ends meet and rub sticks together. But whatever you need, baby, what is it? Right. And she said, well, I'm kind of behind on my rent. And they're thinking about evicting me, and I'm got to figure out where I need to stay, where I need to go. And I'm needing some money for my rent. I'm thinking, uh-oh. Ears is open now. Here comes the money. I'm like, okay. And she said, well, I'm behind a few months and I have to pay the coming month also in order to catch up to this demand that they're asking me for if I'm going to pull myself out of this situation. And she said, I need about $1,200 something or something like that, so I can be able to survive from this situation. And that was just about how much I knew that it would take to put a smile on the car dealership, on the dealer's face, where that will pretty much guarantee that I could get this car that I'm looking for, that I was interested in. So when she said that, when she threw out that exact amount, it was the exact amount of money that I needed to get this car. Right? The exact amount of money. And I'm thinking to myself, is this a gimmick? Is this some type of game or what? So she said, well, I need that. Do you have this type of money? Do you have it? Do you have that I need? I need that amount of money. And, can you take care of me? Can you take care of that? I'm thinking to myself, now, if I give her this money, I might as well forget about my transportation. I'll be walking for a long time or trying to catch the bus and make up the ends meet, right? I'm going to be struggling for a little while. Or I can keep it and survive. I can keep it, get this car, and keep getting better. Keep taking care of myself. Keep doing what I need to do to provide a future for myself. Transportation, home, that sort of thing, house, blah, blah, list goes on. This is the beginning phases. I'm just starting to get myself together here. Learning how to survive and cut sticks and hunt, be a man, right? Go on the forest, start chopping stuff with the axe. I'm just trying to figure this out. I'm thinking, why would this girl ask for this amount of money? It hasn't been that long at all. Like I told you, it wasn't even a good month before she started asking me to pay her rent. And today, as I think about it, before I go back to the story, what is it that she was trying to offer me? Again, I didn't ask her to come and pick me up or become a taxi driver for me. She volunteered herself. Then at the same time, I could still ask, what is it that she will be providing for that amount of money? Like what? Like, how could you be so bold to ask someone that you only met not too long ago, a month, to pay your rent? And as a matter of fact, not just your rent, the future month and the past rearage. Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind? And I begin to think as well about all the studies that I've received all the way up to now, whereas there is a lot, not all of them, women who make very, very bad financial decisions. You know, they go out there and they'll buy the most expensive car. They'll go out there and they will say, well, I only got enough money to buy an apartment, pay my apartment rent, but I want this condo. You know, I want this 4-bedroom townhouse or something like that. You know, I want to get this small house that I know I can't afford, but I'm going to get it anyway. I'm going to struggle. You know, I can pay like half of the rent, but I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do for the additional rent. But I think it's a good idea for me to do anyway. I'm not going to stay within my budget. Right? You know, I'm not going to pay my rent like I'm supposed to on time, month to month, and stay on top of it and be frugal with my payments. I'm not going to worry about not getting my hair did and getting my fingernails done and buying Gucci bags and Prada perfume and expensive coats to try to catch up with the Joneses. I'm not going to worry about that. So I can stay in a modest budget range so I can stay afloat. I'm not going to worry about that. Right. But they're more like, well, I'm just going to buy everything and it's going to figure itself out. You know, I'm going to go ahead and get my hair done. I'm going to go ahead and spend unnecessary money on clothing that I really don't need because I already got a full closet full of clothing. All I got to do is iron it, wash it. Right. You know, I want to catch up to everybody else. I'm going to focus on that. And wherever the money is, well, you know, I can just ask somebody else. I'll ask my boyfriend. I'll ask my dad. I'll ask my mom. You know, it's going to be some blue pill beta who's going to give me a loan that I'm not going to pay it back anyway, but I'm going to ask him anyway. And so I didn't figure it out at the time, but I was actually a possible blue pill. Possible. That she probably realized I was 21 years old. Didn't look that bad, no peach fuzz, just a decent looking guy, right? And here she is, 32. She's been out before me. If she's 32 years old, she's actually 42 years old. So she knows the game already. She knows about the buy-in, the buyout. She knows about a little bit about financial wealth and what money can do. So my take on it is, in her mind, she found a prey. She found someone who she can prey on, given that she's 32 and I'm 21. And that was just a matter of time where she'll say, well, let me see if this guy is going to provide for me. Let me see if he's a blue pill like everybody else. And I'm going to ask him the common, very embarrassing request that shouldn't come out of a person's mouth. And it should not be in that way. Unless it is a severe situation, that is, depending on the situation. I'm going to ask them to pay my rent. How bold and what type of audacity do this individual? And to check this out. As a person of wisdom and open-mindedness, now that I think about it, if I have not said anything and tried to cold approach her and pretend as if I was, well, all I wanted was just a relationship, really, not to try to be some financial father or try to take her around the world. It's just boy meets girl type of thing, something that's just on the side, something that's just a come and go type of ordeal, not to be dragged into some type of financial situation, right? But if I had not said anything, the question will be, would she have still exchanged her number? Would she have said anything? Would she have found someone else to pay her rent? Would she have asked a different blue pill guy? Would she have found someone else who probably would have cold approached her or asked her out? Would she have done the same thing to them, depending on their age? If he's about 32 or 33, would she have did the same thing? Maybe if he was 40, would she try to do the same thing? Can you pay my rent? And also another decent reflection on this is that was the payment for my car, for my survival, from transportation to get me to point A to point Z, at least temporarily. If I was truly a blue pill or a mindless boy at the time, I would have allowed this woman to ruin my dream, to ruin my success, to ruin my ability, to maneuver around on my own, to be the growing boy that I was. All for what? Her lack of financial ability? For her bad decision making? For what? Just because she's a woman? Just because she asked for it? I can imagine a lot of men at that age who's raised up by blue pill fathers and mothers who say, you got to always take care of your woman. Make sure that she's taken care of. You have to provide for her. Make sure that she's eating. Make sure she got clothes. You got to be nice to the girls. Be a gentleman. I can just imagine those type of guys who've been raised up to hate themselves and to be a pack mule for women. They will be willing to say, okay, maybe I'll give you $100 out of it. Maybe I'll give you 500. Maybe I'll just cut this all out. Maybe I'll just go ahead and give you the entire thing. I'll just work a little longer. I'll just work several more months and wait and lose that opportunity for another chance, which probably will rarely come around. It's there, but you might have to wait a little longer. There's plenty of guys who will put themselves on hold for someone else who decided to make a bad decision, and definitely a female in this story. So when I hear when I heard Brother Lycus said that they are dream killers, how can I disagree with him when that's not the only situation? There's been plenty of other situations that I care not to discuss. That if I decided to say, okay, I'm going to go with the program and happy wife, happy life. I'm just saying for an example, I'm not married. But that same analogy, that same expression. Yeah, I'm supposed to go ahead outside and take off my brand new clean coat that I just brought. And I'm going to throw it down on this wet ground and let her walk over it. That I'm a good man. And then she pat me on the head. That's a good boy. Good job, Ralph the dog. Ruff, ruff. Good job. I'm going to give you a bone later on. You can have a bone later on. And I'm like, yeah, I did a good job because I wanted a bone. All the while, if we do the same thing, if I am outside, listen, what if I did the same thing to her or another woman? Hey, you know what? I can't, I want to buy this car. Can you give me such money? I can, oh, you a woman user. You ain't a man? Why don't you man up? Go get your own money. What, you can't get the money? Oh, you ain't a man because you asking a woman for money. What if we did the same thing? What if I'm going around talking about, I can't pay my mortgage this month. So, can you give me some money for the month, baby? Even though I only met you in 1 month. You know what women would do? I hear them all the time. They're the first ones to say, I can't find a good man because they always want something from me. And I'm thinking, okay, what is it? And I'm always thinking they're asking for, they're going to say donkey dunk. They'll say money. Like, what? I'm thinking, okay, if a man don't want donkey dunk from you, you're saying that he wants money from you. Yeah, they're still theirs. They'll be all in my purse. I'm like, wow. But y'all do this. But no, but you do the same thing. But your kind do the same thing. So it's okay for you to say, oh, baby, can you pay my rent? But when the man talk about, when he said about, okay, baby, can you pay my car note? I can't pay on my truck this month. So can you spend it? What you say? Oh, you ain't a man. You cheat. You a boy. Who raised you? You're supposed to be the one to provide. You're supposed to be the one to take care of us. You're supposed to be the one to pay for the bills. You're the one supposed to be able to pay for this restaurant note here. You flip the bill here. You're supposed to take me here. Why are you asking me? But you can turn around and do the same thing. Okay, so you can ask me to get you a Gucci purse or something. Go surprise you with a coat or something special. But if I do the same thing, you know what, baby? I like that fishing pole over there in the corner. You know that golf club set that I've been thinking about? I really like that. You know, can you go get that for me on birthday? I don't know, what kind of man are you? Then you keep providing, you provide, and you provide, and you talk to your mom and your other sister friends and girls around there. Because, oh, he's deadbeat. Oh, you buying this for him? What? Is he a man? Oh, what do you think? You brought those shoes for him? Yeah, that's what y'all do. Y'all do it real fast, real fast. You'll get the girls in their circles, or they're out there in the club somewhere talking about a man that you may be providing, like the female's providing for. Let her go ahead and pay everything for him, or half of everything. You know, she goes out there and buys him a coat, buys him a truck, right? Buys him a what do you call that? A sports ring. Buy him a pair of golf clubs, something like that. Let her open up her mouth and tell her friends. Her friend's going to be like, what? You did what for him? You brought him what? Yeah, you see that Camaro outside? Yeah, I'll put the down payment on that. You know what the girls will say? Oh, you stupid. What was you thinking? How are you going to sit up here and buy this money for this guy? He's a deadbeat guy. He's a loser. How are you going to spend money on this loser like that? How are you going to spend money on this? You going to buy him that car? Are you stupid, girl? That's the first thing they'll say. That's the first thing they'll say. But the first time that very same girl do the same thing, now it's okay. Now it's fine. It's fine now. You know, okay, so if she got a car out there, a Porsche that he brought for her, guess what the girlfriend, oh, that's nice. You know what they'll say? Oh, you got yourself a good man. Oh, he's nice. Oh, wonderful. He brought you that pink Porsche outside. He's a good man. He's a keeper. Oh, he brought you that ring. Oh, he's so special. You're making me happy because you're happy. Oh, that's so wonderful. Showing off your dress and all that. Oh, you see these shoes right here? You see the jacket that he got me? Look at it. Walking around looking at this old fur coat or whatever that you got on. And the girlfriends will circle around and be like, oh, I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. He spends all kind of money on you. I'm so jealous. You see the double standard here? Do you see the double standard? The first time, if I met this girl in a month period and all she had was $1,200 to her rent, check this out, or $1,200 to buy her a car. What if I sat down and said the same thing? Oh, baby, I can't pay my rent. Can I borrow that $1,200 from you? I wouldn't hear from her ever again. She'd probably plant that stuff on Facebook. She'd probably talk to her family members or girlfriends about it. I would never live it down because she was smeared in my face and everybody else's face and every other man's face. Oh, you know, these losers out here, this guy had nerve enough to ask me for some money and I haven't met him in 1 month, for a whole month. And he gonna ask me for some money. But what do you girls do? Don't let me get on the donkey donkey. Don't let me get on the donkey donkey. Don't let me go there. That's the same thing too. Oh, so when you go out, you feel good one night. You're like, okay, you know, I'm feeling it. You know, I'm feeling like Niagara Falls down there. Can you be the one? Are you capable of taking me to the Grand Canyon and back? And you're like, okay, baby, sure. Even though I met you for 3 weeks ago. Okay. You know, put them on their head and, you know, take them around, you know, ring around the rosy for a couple of hours, right? You know, she's okay with it. You know, she might regret it the day after, or, you know, she might not even say anything about it, or it might be good for her while she's quivering and walking down the stairs, bow-legged. Okay? And like, God, what just happened? But it felt so good. You know, that sort of thing. Or what if it was the words where a man did that? You know, outside of a short amount of time, or the first date. You know, baby, you know, you're looking really good, and you smell good too. You know, what are you doing after the club? What are you doing tonight? You know, you got some time this weekend? You know, the first thing on the that's all y'all after. Oh, how you gonna ask me for something like that? You don't even know me that long. We haven't even been friends yet for a whole. You don't even know me. This is the first date, and you're gonna sit up here and ask me for some already? Who the heck you think you are? But let her do it. Let her do it. Then it's okay. It's fine for her to do it. It's fine for her to be the one to ask, right? If she asks, it's okay. If he asks, it's wrong. If he asks for her to do for him, now he's lazy. Now he's a boy. Now he haven't grown up. Now he's immature. But when she asks, oh, it's the man's obligation or that same boy to say, okay, I'll do it. I'll do it. No. I'll do it. Right? And it's okay. You see the double standard here? This is the stuff that really gets me wild up and geared up. It gets me wild up and geared up. And we still go to that same measure today. If I can do it, you can do it too. That's the real game of equality. There's no talking about, oh, it's a man's job to approach. I'm like, wait, no, absolutely not. I was talking to an older lady. She was about 43 years old, right? And her mind was still back in the 1940s, 1950. And I did a bold thing to ask her about the dating, even though I know most about it, but I just want to see what she say. I'm always inquisitive. I'm always learning. I want to hear from the mammal's mouth most times. I don't do gossip. Just let me hear what you got to say, right? And I said, how come women still don't approach men? Why do they expect men to approach them? I said, what's going on with that? And we're at a time where they're just as responsible as we are. Why do they feel like it's an abomination if they do the approaching, if they want to be equal? Since they want to be the Incredible Hulk now. And the funny thing is that she said what wasn't really funny at all. You know what she said? She said, well, that's what men do. Men are the ones, they're supposed to approach the girl. They're supposed to make the date. They're supposed to be the ones to make the suggestions. And women, that's just, women, they're never going to do the approaching. They're never going to be the ones to try to make the interaction and the introduction because it's not a womanly thing. They'll feel like that they are a SLUT. They feel like they're that sort of thing. So they're not going to do it because they feel like they're easy. If they approach you, then they'll feel like that you won't respect them and that they're just too easy. Sometimes they gotta make it difficult for you to chase. They gotta hold some type of dignity to themselves and not give it to you all out like that. I'm thinking, oh, okay. So I said, okay, so what about us men? So you think that we love being rejected? So you think, no, shut your mouth. You think we love being rejected. So we're not going to be compromised. So what do we feel like? What is it that a man will feel like when he's approaching a girl and he feel like that's the only thing he has to do in order to engage in a relationship? Wouldn't that mean that we are playing on a losing team? Don't that mean that men are signing up to be the considered failure? That's not equality. That's not balance, nor is it ever fair for you women, I was talking to her, probably some of you too, to think that men got to do everything. That we are obligated. Who said we was obligated to do spit? Who is sitting up here talking about the rule book of relationships? Who are you to tell me what I'm supposed to do because I'm a man? But yet nobody's telling the woman what she's supposed to do. So she's supposed to sit back and men do everything. Oh, we're the ones who love rejection, right? No, he loves to be rejected. So wait a minute. I'm going to sit right here in the cafeteria. And I know once he get done ordering his food, he's going to walk right over here to me and tell me how beautiful my hair is and how wonderfully I smell. And he's going to try to spit some game at me. And that's what I'm waiting for him to do. It don't make sense because listen, this is my rule of thumb. If I'm missing an opportunity to be with her, it's the same as she is losing an opportunity to be with me. If that's the case, some people say you better get that fish when it jumps out of the water. You better snapshot that whale because it's going to be a long time before you see that whale jump out of the water again. Y'all know about that in photography. So that's the same expression or analogy that you can bring into relationships where that person, you may not ever see them again. You may not ever have the opportunity to see them again in your entire life. So if you are curious about them, if you think that they have something to offer, if they are attractive to you, if they smell good, you better say something right in that, right there. I had to bleep off some words. Had to bleep out some words. You better say something right then and there. That applies to both people. So if that man walks out of that cafeteria, you're done. He's gone. You will never see beautiful Chad again. He's gone. He's out. So that means you yourself as a woman, her as a female, is obligated not to him, but to himself to do the same thing and say, wait a minute, I don't want this boy to leave. If I don't say nothing to him, if I don't let him know that I'm interested in him, he's going to be walking out of my life. So he is not the only one that should have to approach me to get something started. He's not. I am just as responsible for myself, and I'm obligated to myself as well to get at him, because it's not going to be just him missing out on a good opportunity that I can bring to his life, but I'm going to be missing out on him. I'm going to be missing out on Jason, on Joe, on Billy, on Michael, if I let him out of my life. So I better stand up, strap up my bra, walk forward with my shoulders square and say what I need to say, because this moment isn't going to come by again. That's what real logic is. That's balance. That's what's equality up the wazoo. And we don't understand that. Whenever there is an imbalance in a society, or whenever there's is a social engineering construct where you get a people who tell you, yeah, you are supposed to you're supposed to do this, but the other team, no, they don't have to do that. They don't have to. You have to do that. That's not equality. It's unbalanced and it's unfair. And that means whoever you're telling to do something, they're on the losing team. If men are going to be smart, the best thing they can do is go ahead and take care of their house or their home, sit down, do nothing. There's an expression some people say, especially in the black community. They say something like, I don't got to do nothing but stay black and die. They say that, right? It's the same expression. I ain't got to do thing and just sit down. And no, if you want it, come and get it. Had to bleep out some stuff. Because I tell you, it gets me wild up. If I can do it, you can do it too. Isn't that the song? If I can do it, I can do it better. If you can do it, I can do it better. Okay, do it then. So it should not be where it's supposed to be some social construct. Well, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to expect the boys to come to me. They're going to come to me. They're going to come to me. And then you're sitting there accepting all the gifts and the proceeds and do nothing but gain those who don't know anything about life. They don't even know anything about themselves. That's why they're approaching you. Anytime a dude approaches a woman, he don't know jack spit. I know I'm going to get a lot of guff from that, but too bad. Get out of here. You ain't getting no red pill. Your problem is those type of guys, they don't get the red pill, nor that they get the memo, because they don't comprehend that they are on a losing team. Listen, the moment you walk up to a woman, you lost. You done. You lost. The moment you sit there and try to stand next to her, hey baby, what's up? How you doing? And blah blah. Too bad. Game over. Do. Luigi, the game is over. You lost. Fatality. Finish them. You're done. You're finished. Because what will happen is you just put yourself in a position of powerlessness, and you gave the other team power. If you are valuable, they should come and get it. Don't play that game. We are both here to tuggle together. Don't be the one to be, I'm going to be stupid and I'm going to walk over there and pat my tail and I'm going to stand next to her and rub her leg with my tail. No, not literally, be good. I'm going to stand next to her and I'm going to wait for her to pat me on the head and say, good doggy, you came to me. Come here, doggy. Come here. Good doggy. What are you going to say to me, doggy? Because every other dog do that too. Could you imagine all these guys approaching this female, especially on social media and in the physical world, in the public areas? They're just stray mutts. They just walk up to her, lick her hand, maybe her face, and just, oh, good doggy. You're so cute. Good little doggy. I love all my dogs. My dogs are dogs everywhere. They always attracted to me. I don't know why. I love those doggies. Duh, I can use them. Wonderful doggies. That can get irritating over time. But if you are of any quality or regalness and you have something that the world needs, if you got something that she requires in her life, if you are a man of virtue and value, she should be able to see that where listen, if she is bold enough, woman enough, okay, and confident in herself enough, and listen to this, and she values you enough, then she's willing to get off of that whittled, rickety chair and take her so-called legs and crooked looking body over there to you, okay, and tell you how she feels or thinks about you. Because for both of us, that moment will not be there forever. For both of us, that's our time. For both of us, if we don't pay attention to it, the clock is going to stop and we both are going to lose. That's balance. So there is no such thing as you saying, well, it's only the man's task to do everything. You're supposed to be one to approach it. No, because if we do, we're the fool. And we've been doing that since the beginning of mankind. And we have still been the fool, and we've been played the fool. And we realize how much of a fool that we was today. But today, we are no longer a fool. Today, we realize we are playing a rigged game. Today, it works both ways. If I can do it, you do it too. If I lose, you're going to lose, but you're going to lose worse, because as soon as you close your eyes, oh, I'm not going to approach. No, that's too unladylike. That's not ladylike for me. That's okay, because there's going to be Sarah, Brenda, Michelle. There's going to be Dariette, Cheryl, and Shanja, who will do it when you don't do it. And maybe one or two of them is going to be of quality, and you're going to be sitting there sipping on your Hi-C or your Hershey syrup, okay, until you grow older with no companion or relationship in your life because you think you're too good to get what you think is important. If it's important to you, go get it. Just like you thirsty, you need some water. You can get your be nice here, out of the bed and go get you a glass of water in your dirty cup. Okay, you can do the same thing when it comes to relationships. Ain't no different. It is no different. Therefore, men on that case or on that subject, if you are a man of value, just stand there and be you. Take care of your grind. And if she finds you to be fascinating, she knows how to come and get you. If she don't know how to come and get you, she's not the one for you. As a matter of fact, that's a tall tale sign, a red sign, let you know you don't even need to approach her. If she's not willing to come and get you, don't get her. Tell her go kick rocks in her dentures that she's eventually going to have with no companion next to her. Until she learns that it don't work like that no more. Now, when it goes back to the story, I know I got off trail, but I have to stay on the energy bead because I have to do this. This is my task. All this derives from this crazy scenario that happens all the time. Can you pay my rent? That's the only money that I had. Why am I going to sit up here and give you my life dream so you can destroy my dream? What is it that she was going to give me in return? Just herself? I can get that any time of day, anywhere. You're going to help you. You're going to buy the car next month. Am I going to be driving the car you got? What's the game plan? You just want me to just pay for it immediately after a month? How bold can women be to think and to act like this? But when men do the same thing, we're wrong. Now we're out of place. Now we're not a man. Now we're immature. If we decide to sit down and play a video game like Call of Duty for an hour and a half, we're childish. But yeah, she can go into the room and put on this fake makeup, fake clothes, fake body parts, fake hair weave, go out there with her girls' night out and party for like 3 or 4 different hours, drinking, flipping on her head, and deal with all kind of negative energies. Okay, but that's not considered childish. And listen, and don't succeed nowhere, getting nowhere in life. But yet we're at home playing Call of Duty in our house, minding our own business without a drink in our hand. But that's childish. Get out of here. At least our mind is focused on something that makes sense. At least we're using logic to manipulate the situation, not allowing the situation to manipulate us. Which one's the worst? Which one? Take your pick. Either you control or you be controlled. Some of us rather control, not be controlled. When you go in a situation like that, going out partying, girls' night out, drinking, putting on, donning, stinky perfume, that's gambling with life. That's putting yourself in a compromisable situation. If you're sitting down playing a video game of Call of Duty, you're not in a compromised position. You got the controller in your hand. You are the master. You can control the situation and where you are. So which one's a lot more childish to you? We need to recheck what this word is: equality and balance. That's this session. And I have session 7 coming for you right after this.